From ibmtv, International Broadcast Media, this is your report from Washington. 14. No, that is not the lead that Biden maintains over Trump, but rather the days left for the American people to cast their ballots. Biden's lead is actually 10.7 points, with an 88% chance of winning the election, according to 538. But let's get started. From AP, trailing in the polls nationally and in battleground states, Trump has been lashing out on the campaign trail. While Biden is no surprise, Dr. Fauci is. Trump blasted government scientists and called Fauci, quote, a disaster. A combative, simmering Trump said, I'm not running scared. I think I'm running angry. I'm running happy. And I'm running very content because I've done a great job. Biden was off the campaign trail preparing for Thursday's debate. In the Money Report, Trump's political operation raised over $1 billion and he has squandered it. Now, with the clock ticking, his campaign acknowledges it's facing difficult spending decisions, even as Biden floods the airwaves. It does not look good. Now, the commission, yes, that commission has an offer that can't be refused. The Commission on Presidential Debates has a last-minute quote-unquote audible. What, you wonder? They unveiled a mute button. Yes, you heard correctly, Nick Palavita. They stole your idea from IBMTV. The plan is to mute an opposing candidate's microphones while the other person speaks. We'll see how that plays out. Next, the Supreme Court has rejected a GOP plan to stifle ballot counting in Pennsylvania. Now, ballots will be counted if they are received within 3 days of the election, even if they don't have a postmark. Voter registration. The Republican Party has cut into Democrats' advantage in voter registration tallies across some key presidential battleground states, a fact they cite as evidence of enthusiasm for Trump. Even as Trump trails in national polls and struggling with fundraising, Republicans are signing up voters in Florida, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and other states. Democrats appear to have been set back by their decision to curb in-person voter registration drives during the pandemic. Now, the economy. The stimulus deadline is today. Republican lawmakers are doubtful that a plan will emerge with something everyone will agree to. The stock markets aren't confident either. The Dow went on a roller coaster yesterday over enviable new economic reports from China before ending in the red as stimulus hopes faded. No matter what happens next, the economy is in a precarious position. Amid ominous job numbers and ongoing uncertainty over stimulus talks, a new S&P report estimates that there's a 30 to 35% chance the country will fall back into a recession. In world news, Russian military officers have been charged in an alleged worldwide cyber attack that caused nearly $1 billion in losses. The Justice Department said a hacking scheme executed by members of the GRU, that is the Russian Military Intelligence Service, targeted major foreign powers and former Soviet republics and attempted to subvert investigations into nefarious Kremlin activities. The efforts included alleged attacks on Ukraine, the nation of Georgia, French elections, and the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Games, plus efforts to hold Russia accountable for use of Novichok, a weapons-grade nerve agent, on foreign soil. Coincidentally, the British government has just accused GRU of carrying out cyber attacks on officials and organizations involved in the planning of the 2020 Olympics. Full stop. Newsflash. Quote, if women can't feel safe and continue to live their lives properly in Namibia, then nobody should, and we have to shut it all down until we can do that, end quote. Namibian activist Bertha Tobias explaining the wave of anti-femicide protests going on in her country. Demonstrators want concrete actions against the scourge of sexual and gender-based violence in Namibia. The world should at least agree on this. Shut it down until we stamp it out. In a sign of the times, CBS is hiring 15,000 people in addition to 50,000 previously hired to deal with the pandemic. Next, can't wait to get away? Well, you won't be disconnected. NASA announced it's going to install a 4G network on the moon because no one likes getting a call failed notification when they are 239,000 miles from home. The agency is doling out various contracts to private companies as part of its tipping point investments. The result would give astronauts the ability to make voice and video calls as well as transfer important data. In other words, they can post to TikTok from the moon. So, the bottom line, if you're an astronaut who just pre-ordered the new iPhone 12, don't worry. NASA says the moon network will eventually be upgraded to 5G. Finally, the current COVID death toll from Johns Hopkins is over 220,133 American souls lost and 1,118,635 global souls lost with no vaccine in sight. That is your report for October 20, 2020 from IBM-TV, International Broadcast Media, smart television for a smarter global community, from dictatorships to democracies around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I'm Bill Trezevant.